Welcome everyone. I'm Nikhil from MediaSmart. And before I start, I would like to thank AdTech for creating this opportunity today to discuss, engage, and getting all of us together on this very interesting topic, the new prime time. The pandemic has redefined our lives in so many ways, from creating content to consuming content. And needless to say, it has also revamped our television viewing patterns. The television landscape has changed so significantly that the lines between prime time and non-prime time have blurred. Over the past 20 months, the concept of prime time has undergone a drastic change, especially with Indian audiences. Before OTT platforms came into the picture, the prime time used to be for a few hours, if you remember, between 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., probably on weekdays, and maybe 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for an age group, maybe even prior to that. But now it's taken a new meaning since everybody is homebound, unfortunately, and spending a considerable time looking for video entertainment options. Traditional TV viewing habits have been replaced by new consumption habits, either on smaller or the big screen. Now, on demand content is captivating good viewership throughout the day, which means any time is prime time. With this, I am honored and humbled to introduce our panelist, Tushar Vyas, President Group M, prior to this, Chief Strategy Officer for South Asia Group M, with over 2 decades of experience in digital media, advertising, and technology. Tushar has been an inspiration to a lot of us. He drives digital transformation and builds Group M capabilities, focusing on digital, data, analytics, and content. He's also launched a digital media agency business unit Interaction for Group M India and built over a 600 plus member team, expanding in services like content, search, programmatic buying, mobile digital activation, social insights, and digital analytics. So it's an absolute honor and pleasure to have you with us, Tushar.
Thanks, Nikhil, and thanks for very sort of kind and generous introduction.
Thank you, sir. And I will jump in and begin this session with a very straightforward question, maybe for all the people and panelists as well. What defines the new prime time for a business that you are leading, Tushar?
Yeah, let's take a bit of a step back and say, first of all, why prime time, right? And I guess the concept of prime time came from a two perspective, reach and impact. And again, as you sort of set a context, it's something which has been come in a sort of entire TV era, right? So it's been set up by TV. And impact has also dimension, which is more to do with the content, right? So impact in terms of quality content, powerful sort of characters, right? Context, all these are sort of sum total of basically impact. And I'm also somewhere putting some of the live sort of programming in those kind of areas, right? So it's a sum total of a reach and impact if you look at it. Now, if you look at in the last few years, and especially post-COVID kind of era, digital has exponentially grown. And from that context, if you look at, and in a way, digital is going to overtake as a #1 medium pretty soon, right? We are just few quarters away from moving to that status, and usage has grown already exponentially. The entire narrative, when you look at in that environment, is evolving. And when you look at digital kind of sort of advertising formats, the story is going to be more and more, full funnel kind of story. And we talk about the entire journey from reach to relevance, right? Is not only reach. So I guess that that dimension of prime time is changing, right? So what is reach is also becoming more and more relevant reach, right? Am I reaching the more relevant audiences? And what is it doing to me in the bottom part of my funnel, right? So you need to have a full funnel view on that entire thing, and it goes all the way up to relevance to personalization of kind of journey, depending on what brand you have, what kind of activity you are doing. So I think that one context is changing, and what used to be a reach is becoming relevance to personalization kind of journey, right? So that's one dimension. Second is the impact, and I guess again, if you look back to content, basically it's a content with the mass appeal, right? So that's where the impact which is coming from. And again, if you go on the digital journey and a personalization content choices, the content of a choice will be different for me. It will be different for you. It will be different for Rajiv and all these people, right? So what appeals to you may not be appeal to me, right? So there are multiple niches, and the impact can be potentially also some total of multiple niches, right? So I guess there are two dimensions which is changing. So one is getting into more into personalization kind of journey. Second, which is getting into sum total of multiple niches, interest area. And while I'm saying that, of course, there will be a content of mass appeal will remain, but people may consume that content in a linear fashion or may consume them in like a time shifted manner, right? You not necessarily have to consume that content at that specific time. So I guess the definition of prime time will change. The lenses which we are looking at is changing, right? It's not anymore like a quote unquote appointment viewing kind of thing, but it's moving more and more from the lenses of audience and how do I reach to relevant audience in the right context, and that's becoming a key role. And then as we spoke, basically it's a sum total of the audiences you aggregate for your brand message is going to be a key important rather than when your audience is watching your content.
Very interesting, Tushar. I think always good to hear your thoughts, and you've seen the industry evolve firsthand and reach and impact probably while the other core factors, how the consumers start perceiving what is reach and how advertisers start to perceive what is reach for them versus impact, I think evolves. And that gets me to my second question. Tushar, you've observed the evolution of the industry very closely yourself. What do you think are the great advancements in the industry, especially prime time viewing, when what you see, what has happened as COVID playing catalyst in the last maybe 18 to 20 months? And what do you see coming in the next 3 to 5 years?
So one good news is basically the content consumption in general has gone up, right? So there are people watching more content across sort of different formats and different mediums. So I think that's a sort of good news. And within it, of course, digital, it's no secret that digital has grown exponentially. And in fact, many of the platforms have achieved that they would have targeted to achieve in the next 18 to 24 months. They have achieved in a sort of last few quarters, right? So that's kind of growth which has happened in the content consumption. And there are specific format is sort of done better than other format like a video, gaming, all this has sort of gone multifold in this environment. So I think that's at a sort of headline level. If I have to go down into your sort of question related to prime time, I think connectivity is also improving, right? And more households are getting connected with sort of multiple MBs kind of fiber, basically fiber to home kind of quality, right? And that is also changing in terms of how sort of households are looking at a sort of TV panel, right? So what used to be a linear has allowed multiple functions. It's doubling up as a sort of connected devices, it's doubling up as a gaming console in multiple areas, right? So the functionality with the panel is changing from that perspective. And again, the way that device will get consumed in household will be a bit different. Because it's become smarter. It's no more dependent on sort of prepackaged content which is coming. And all the functionality, all the app ecosystem getting unlocked through their devices in the household. So I think that's a sort of related change I see. So there is individual personalized content consumption changing. There is a household content changing through the television as a panel. So.
Very interesting, Tushar. And I think we've seen the evolution of how the user migrated from the TV viewing habit to the smaller screen. And I think in the last 20 months, we have seen the user moving from the smaller screen, sticking to digital, and still watching on-demand content on his larger screen, which is what gets me to my next question, that do you see the base of connected TV viewership growing in India, following the trend in West? And we all know how big connected TV is become in the West. And what factors do you foresee playing catalyst to this growth of connected TV, if you feel it's going to grow?
Yeah, so I see this as a multi-dimensional kind of problem. So the two factor which has already played out is the cost of sort of smart panels or the devices which makes the traditional TV smart TV, right? So basically all the Alexas of the world and sort of various boxes which telecom players are giving, Extremebox or JioBox and stuff like that. And those costs has come down to now like a couple of $1,000 or even free in many areas, right? So that barrier has been sort of taken away. How do we sort of make your device a smarter device or upgrade in terms of quality? Second is your cost of connectivity, right? And more and more basically, especially in the fiber to home kind of environment, or a high quality digital connectivity, is moving to all you can eat kind of structure, right? So it's a again, amount of data you are consuming is no more a barrier, and there are sort of bundling happening of various OTT and various different premium content with those, right? So I think those two barriers are already taken away. The third area in that sort of multidimensional problem is what kind of content you are consuming, right? So, and again, this has happened in the last few years. This is something I would say last decade kind of thing. So there are content you consume on your personal devices. There are content you consume on a bigger screen. So let's take example of IPL kind of thing, and then it will be, I'm sure, it intuitively easy for all of us to guess. Any household prefer to put it on a larger screen than a personalized screen, because it's a it's like a community experience, it's a family experience. So the content which is getting into that zone will automatically go on the bigger screen, because there is of course there is a charm of watching certain content on a bigger screen, and the impact it delivers is a very different, right? So I guess those are the sort of dimension which will play out in some what kind of content will get prominence over larger screen and a personalized experience.
Very nice, interesting observation. Tushar, have you seen any consumer trends from your lens which are more tiered towards consumption via metros and non-metros, via the kind of device probably is connected? Now, anybody is probably buying a smart TV, whether they connect a DTH to it or they plug a Amazon Fire Stick or directly start consuming internet via the TV to make it a connected TV. That evolution is obviously happening, but any consumer trends that you're predominantly seeing in the early stages of this evolution of connected TV in India?
Yeah, I guess it's multiple areas, and I'm largely also I started sort of observing that there is not too much of difference which is happening in terms of metro versus non-metro kind of phenomenon in many areas, right? So it's a quality of infrastructure, quality of access, and once you reach a certain level, then some of the behaviors are started becoming similar. So there is not fundamental difference in terms of way and kind of content you consume, mode of consumption all start becoming very similar. So it's a function of a maturity in an internet environment and not a function of where you are living in, right? So if you are on internet for 5 years, you behave in certain way. If you are on internet for a year, you behave in certain way, right? So people who have gone through that journey has got a quality access, have got a quality content, is going to behave in a very similar way. Again, many of these also becoming global, right? So there are certain tastes which is global in nature and not only the tier 1, tier 2 kind of thing. So I guess those kind of, in a way, like a homogeneous behavior or homogeneous groups will start sort of getting formed in terms of your taste. And it's more like a maturity and function of a taste graph of content.
Wow, I think it's a very interesting observation. And if it comes from Tushar Vyas, probably most advertisers, our viewers and consumers will pay heed to it, that I think the consumption pattern is non-deterministic by probably the nature of metro, non-metro. And I think probably internet usage, connectivity across the ecosystem, which is spreading quite well in India, the cost of data plans in India, probably India being one of the cheapest with cost per GB, are playing catalyst, which leads me to my final and last question to you, Tushar, and which is probably where I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think connected TV advertising is the next big thing in the Indian market as per changing customer preferences?
It's again, sort of big is a bit of subjective word, but it's definitely an interesting sort of trend one shouldn't be missing, right? In terms of, and reason I'm saying why big is subjective, because depending on what brand you own, what kind of target audience you are looking, the answer may change. But it's a very interesting trend, and if you look at in terms of the sort of socioeconomic class classification and affluence classification, the top of pyramids are already started moving into sort of connected TV kind of environment, and right, it's a sort of mixed behavior. Which we already started observing across multiple groups. It's a linear and connected TV and in sort of a seamless switch happening between both the mode, right? So it's a trend one shouldn't be missing. And if you're fitting into your sort of brand priority, then definitely it's worth exploring from an advertising perspective.
Oh, good to hear that, Tushar. In fact, we had Rajiv in our last episode, and he shared a very interesting thought with us, and which will stick with us for a while. That he shared data where he was talking about how Tuesdays and Wednesdays are probably now as peak viewing days from a Z lens, at least Z5 lens. He also shared with us that the prime time is not 7 to 11, it is probably 8 to 12 at night, and also probably 9 to 2 or 1:30 before lunchtime for viewers. So it's nonstop, it's sporadic, it's not really how we used to perceive it. It's obviously a changing shift. And what was very interesting is the viewing itself moving to larger screens. And you also pointed out that everybody would love to watch, if you could watch it on the large screen, why not, especially live sports. So I think those were interesting thoughts. Are you also seeing similar patterns across when you speak to advertisers, that the prime time or advertising, the way it is perceived, is not just weekends and top spots, whether in the offline world or even when we are connecting it to the digital large screen itself?
Yeah, so you will see some of the, in a way, time in a day kind of peaks, right? So, and this is like a more like a 24-hour cycle. There are certain time more suited to do a content consumption. So, post dinner, late in night. So, I think those are the sort of mini peaks you are going to see. But again, as we started, basically the entire concept of prime time is, if you start looking from an audience lens, then it's become a bit of fuzzy, right? It's not something which has become very, very central to entire proposition. So it's not a dimension which will determine when you advertise. Its audience is the dimension which will determine when you advertise, right? So that's become your starting point. And then you are sort of layering some of the context. It can be in terms of time zone based your messaging, or it can be like a moment marketing kind of activity which you are looking at. So there'll be implication in terms of what messaging you are doing based on the timing. But when you are reaching out to audience, it can be purely from the audience lens. Right?
Fantastic, sir. I think very interesting to always hear your thoughts. And with this, we move to a very interesting and very short but fun and candid section called the rapid fire round. I will not be as impressive as the man called Karan Johar who does it, but probably we'll try to keep it fun, and we'll give you very limited time to quickly answer it. I hope you are ready for that.
Hopefully, hamper pause there. So.
Yes, absolutely, sir. So my first question to you, Tushar: have you been watching Olympics with your family? And if so, was it on Sony Live or Sony 10 channel?
Yeah, it was, yes, and it was on Sony Live.
So you are a OTT consumer by connected TV, safe to assume?
Yes, connected TV.
Fantastic. All right, my next question. In the next 3 years, where do you foresee TV watching consumer base comfortably scaling and consuming their prime time? Tata Sky or Amazon Fire Stick?
I would say maybe, and there are multiple options. I would say maybe a Jio or Extreme also can be a viable options.
All right. So probably is it moving towards the devices which are connected, or probably is it?
Yeah, it will be connected devices. Basically, I don't want to undermine the telco capability to connect at a scale and bundle devices with that, right? And that's a trend. We are already seeing that.
All right, sir. Perfect. My next question is D2C brands or legacy CPG brands? Who will rule the consumer's choice by 2025?
I guess in both the cases, brand will have a D2C dimension. And even the legacy brand will have a D2C dimension.
Fantastic. Classic answers from you, sir. I'll have the last two questions. The future of revenues for large conglomerates, which are television networks as well as now OTT, let's say a Star or a Z, where the future of revenues coming from? A Z5 or probably the Z television network, Star TV network, or the Hotstar, Disney Plus Hotstar?
Again, the approach there also is going to change at the audience level, and the way they sell is going to change. That's my personally my view. So it will get more solutioning and balance approach. But if you are asking for a specific answer, then I would like to believe digital revenue will overtake.
Fantastic, sir. Last question, more advertising led. CTV advertising future will be lying within the programmatic, or as we know, India, direct buys.
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say it will be a mix. Even the way we are structured, it will be a bit mix. And both has sort of benefits. Even if you are doing direct buys, it can be sort of managed in a technology-driven way, right? So
all right, fantastic, sir. Thank you so much for coming here, giving us your precious time. And I'm sure all the viewers and everybody who's watching will be so enriched with the experience and knowledge that you bring. Thank you once again, Tushar, for joining us for this conversation. We wish you the very best, and hopefully we'll be meeting soon in the real world when things start moving. Thank you, sir.